Hello, this is Coach Jonny Carter with the Chicago Fire. I have another English Premier League opinions piece for world-class coaching. The topic for this conversation is Everton Football Club and should they be parting ways with manager Ronald Koeman. Unfortunately, Mr. Koeman, my opinion is I think yes. It's time that your course is run with Everton. It's simply not working out. A little bit of background, there's been a huge transfer activity at Everton Football Club. A lot of players leaving, but a huge number of players coming in. Certainly expensive players coming in, and it hasn't really worked out so far. Ronald Koeman on a sideline looks like a broken man, unable to fix the problems that essentially he has created. Some of the decisions on the field, the formations that he's playing, systems of play that he's putting out there, trying to put some players in different positions, can't figure out where to play Wayne Rooney. He's now playing on the bench essentially. He can't figure out how to fit all these pieces together and get some success. The policy of having young players coming through that we seem to see at Everton last season, Calvert-Lewin, Thomas Davis, a lot of players coming through, Lookman, that now they seem to get one game, half a game, and then they're off. We don't see them again. There doesn't seem to be a plan. There doesn't seem to be a structure. There's not a whole lot of direction at Everton Football Club, and unfortunately that is represented by the results on the field. A little bit of mitigation. They did say that a lot of the games they played, Tottenham, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, very, very difficult fixture list early in the season. And then we're waiting for the easier games. Burnley at home, you would suggest, is a very winnable game for Everton. Didn't win the game. Not only did they not win, they didn't play particularly well. Burnley were very, very good value for their win. I have no complaints, and congratulations for Burnley for essentially turning themselves into a very decent Premier League club. But Everton should be beating these guys, especially if we're talking about, well, are they going to break into the top 6? Are they going to break into the top 4? Is Champions League football something that Everton should be looking for? Well, the answer is yes. And the transfer activity would suggest that that was the direction of the club. But what goes on the field, unfortunately, has been very, very poor. Can you blame the players? Absolutely. Some of the performances have been very, very weak. Gylfi Sigurdsson was very expensive. I don't think he's been very special since he's arrived at the club. Schneiderlin, he was an expensive purchase, not in the summer, but previously, I don't think he's been great. Ashley Williams is just not a very good player, and unfortunately is going downhill. But these players were not, well, he wasn't replaced in the summer. What Everton needed was central defenders. I think they needed a left back. They certainly needed a genuine striker to replace the goals that Lukaku left, and it hasn't been done. A lot of attacking midfield players, but again, trying to fit all those players onto the field hasn't really worked out for Koeman. And like I say, he looks like a broken man on the sideline. He doesn't look like he's able to fix the problem. So unfortunately, Mr. Koeman, I think my opinion is it's time to go. Someone else can pick up the pieces here and maybe try and build a team, but I don't think it's going to be a successful team for this season. I think it's going to be something for the future, and unfortunately, I think it's now time to maybe make that change. The only thing going in favor of Koeman is that it does take a long time to maybe gel some new players together. So maybe he hasn't lost his job at the moment. Maybe the board are thinking, well, we'll give him a little bit more opportunity to maybe work with these guys on the training field, maybe find out the little partnerships on the field that are going to work, and maybe implement a game plan. But just looking at the structure of the team against Burnley, looking at the performance, and just looking at the results, looking at his body language, looking at the players' reaction, looking at the crowd, reading the comments that the Everton fans are posting, and the Everton fans that I speak to, it's dissatisfaction across the board. And unfortunately, that often leads to just one decision, which is the coach has got to go and a new guy comes in. I don't know what's going to happen at Everton. I don't know what's going to happen with Koeman. Things are not great right now. I don't know what the future's going to be. For me, I would say the future is Koeman needs to go, someone else needs to come in and take on the hot seat, but I don't know what will happen. So maybe you're an Everton fan, maybe you're a Koeman fan, maybe you have an opinion. Please do share a couple of comments. I'd like to hear what you guys have to think on this topic. Maybe you're a fan of a club who you like your manager, maybe you don't like your manager, maybe you think that it's time for a change at your club. Give us some comments about the whole kind of managerial merry-go-round. Let us know your comments about Koeman and Everton in particular. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks very much for listening, guys. I look forward to reading the posts and the comments, and we'll catch up soon. Thanks very much.